07 Commanders Dinebot here, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous and another guide video. Today, we're going to be talking about passenger missions. We're going to be doing a little bit of a twofold video here. I'm currently in the Robigo system, and you may have seen or run across Robigo Mine runs before. That is a quick way to make some good money with passenger missions, although I've been looking at it, it seems like it may not be quite as lucrative as it used to be, but still. Not a bad way to make some money. So why are we at Hauser's Reach and not at Robigo? Well, Robigo Mines is an outpost, and I needed a starport to be able to show you guys some stuff. Now, you can still pick up plenty of missions here. The difference is that Robigo Mines is very close to the star when you jump in, and Hauser's Reach is about 1,600 light seconds. It's not too bad with an SCO drive, but a lot of people choose to base out of Robigo because it is simply quicker to get there when you jump in. Alright, so there are a variety of ships that we could use to do passenger missions, so let's just take a quick look at them. Now, I'm using a Python. Let's take a look at the others that you could use. There are, of course, the two dedicated passenger ships. You have the Dolphin here. You can see it takes a small landing pad, and it does have a decent amount of internal compartments. Then you have the Orca. The Orca is going to take a large pad. And you can see the difference in the compartments right there. And then, of course, we have your Beluga liner. The Big Daddy also takes a large, much more capacity. A lot of people like to run the medium ships for the run that we're doing. If you're landing at Hauser, you can run a large or small. Basically, you just want to make sure that you have plenty of space to fit in internal compartments, and you generally want a pretty good jump range. So, I tend to use the Python Mark II. You can use the Anaconda, you can use the Clipper, you can use the Cutter. And these are the ships that you see a lot of times fitted for this, but really, as long as you can put some decent passenger compartments in, really you could use whatever you want to. You just want to make sure that you've got plenty of room for passengers so that you can stack the missions as we're going to be taking a look at. Now, as far as outfitting goes, this is really simple. You don't need to do a ton of custom fitting for weapons or anything. All you want is to be able to go to your optional internals and come down to passenger cabins and take a look at the different types of cabins and fit them in. So you have three different types. You have economy class, you have business class, and you have first class cabins. Now, the first class cabins, of course, are not going to hold a ton of people. They are first class. So let's take a look here. We have a 6D business class that holds 16. You have a 6C that holds a 12. Now, the main difference here is some missions are going to require these minimum cabin types. So I tend to run a mix of economy and business, especially for the missions that we're stacking. But depending on where you are and the missions that you are taking, you may want to have some first class cabins. And that is really the ins and outs of speccing for running passenger missions. You just want to have the cabins, and you want to be making the most out of the space that you have. So what do we do once we have passenger cabins? When we go to the mission board, we go to the passenger lounge. And there are new group transport missions available here. That is not a big deal. They work much the same as personal transport missions. So we're going to take a look at these. Now you'll note that I have several that are locked due to reputation requirements. You can also have them locked due to cabin requirements. If a passenger mission requires a first class cabin and you don't have one, it's not going to let you take it. It's going to tell you it's locked due to cabin requirements. Well, what we can do here is take a whole bunch of missions, and this is the reason that people prefer this particular system. You'll note that all of the destinations are exactly the same. So passenger missions will ask you to go somewhere. These are all sightseeing, so they're going to ask you to go somewhere and then come back. Some missions will ask you to just take people there and drop them off. These all go to the exact same place, meaning you can stack a whole bunch of them and go to one place and finish off a whole bunch of missions and get a whole bunch of money, wrap parts, engineering materials, whatever you need, all at once. So this is a great place to do this. Now, it used to be that you could get between 60 to 100 million credits an hour. I'm not seeing that stacking up that way with these. However, it is still a good place to get into passenger missions, and you will earn some fairly decent money this way. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab this mission. And now you have to pick a cabin with your passenger missions. So here we go. It'll let you know the cabins that are available that can fit this. So we have 4 passengers awaiting boarding. So we can't fit them into these because they only hold 3. We can't fit them in the economy because, well, it's economy class and it wouldn't take it. So there you go. It'll show us the 1, 2, 3, 4. We can confirm this. Allocate those 4 passengers to that cabin. And accept the mission. Let's go ahead and take this 2.5. We'll pick a cabin. Now you notice we can't pick this one. That's because it is occupied by a VIP passenger and any unused seats in it are unavailable. We have 6 waiting to board here. We can put them here. Now this is the rub with these type of missions, is that they do block out a cabin. That's not going to happen with regular missions. Go ahead and pick a cabin for this one. Now we have 2, so we're going to put them down here in business and accept. Let's grab this 1.7. And this is going to have 6 passengers awaiting boarding. So we'll put them here. And you begin to get the idea. Now we are not using the full capacity of this ship by any means, because of the VIP nature of the passengers. But with a little smart planning, you can maximize it. And again, if we weren't picking these particular missions, we would be able to fill up a lot more. And now we have 2 more that we can shove into this economy cabin. And there we go. Now, the observant among you may have noticed that all these passengers are illegal. It doesn't really matter as long as we don't get scanned. So I'm going to go ahead and set our route before we take off. And we are going to Sothis. Right, there we go. And let's go ahead and get going, and I will jump us over to Sothis and show you how to complete one of these missions. And then we will head back here and turn in and take a look.
Mission critical message.
Alright guys, here we are in the Sothis system. And this is why I highly recommend having a discovery scanner, so that we can immediately identify our target, serious atmospherics there, without having to drop in on a nav beacon or look around too much, especially for missions here, like the ones we've taken where, well, we have illegal passengers and we really don't want to get scanned. Now, once you've dropped into your destination on one of these sightseeing missions, you are typically looking for a tourist beacon. You may have run across these before. Here it is. All we need to do is target it and scan it.
Mission objective complete.
And once we do, all of our missions will update. And we are free to leave, so we can open up the galaxy map. We can click on our missions, we can plot our route, and we can go ahead and we can get out of here with all due haste to prevent ourselves from being scanned. This is really where you are any kind of minimal danger. This and landing is some random system authority scanning you for no reason, but we're going to go ahead and get out of here and head home and cash in.
3, 2.
And now we are arriving back at Hauser's Reach, and this is the simple part, guys. This is where we get paid. Go to your mission board, go to your passenger lounge, completed missions just like you would for any other, and look at that. All those missions completed. We have plenty to choose from between money, reputation, influence. There will be engineering materials. What I would suggest when you're turning these in is if you have a faction in the system that you cannot take missions for because of reputation requirements, such as CDE here or the Robigo cartel, when you're completing missions, take the rep rewards for them. So, for example, right here, CDE, I'm going to take the reputation. And that has increased our reputation with them. Now we are into friendly. For Sirius Corporation, I'm already allied with them, so I'm just going to be taking the money. Same thing with this one. Unless they offer a nice engineering reward, such as that. And this is the benefit of doing these missions. You can stack a whole bunch of them, and you can get yourself a variety of rewards.
Incoming message.
And that will have upped our rep with them. So by doing this, you can go ahead and make sure that you get some nice materials, you get whatever you need. And since you're stacking so many missions, you have a whole lot of stuff coming in at any one given time. And finally, Strange Wake Solutions, or we'll take the rep. You'll notice that sometimes the rep cuts a massive amount off of your money, but it can absolutely be worth it. We'll take a look here. We've got some more now. If you do not see missions you like or there's not enough of them, just wait for the mission board to refresh. You can log out and log back in. People say go to the community goals tab. A variety of things to make it refresh. But just know it will refresh after a while, and then you can grab a whole other stack of missions. And that'll do it, guys. That is passenger missions. They are dead simple. Put passenger cabins in your ship. Make sure that you take missions that you can actually fit the passengers in. The game won't let you do otherwise, but make sure that you are paying attention when you load your cabins up. Go where you're going, and then collect your money and your rewards. It's very simple. It's a good way to make some money, and you can do it in a whole lot of ships. Don't think that you need the Orca or the Beluga for it. That will do it for today, guys. If you enjoyed the video, found it helpful, like and subscribe. Become a channel member to really help me out. And if you're here to the end, watch time is key on YouTube, so thank you very much. My name is Dinebot, 07 Commanders. I'll see you next time.